Hi, my friends. As we read through the Bible together in 2023, we pick up again in 2nd Chronicles, chapter 24. 24 and 25 are both pretty long chapters, and I don't have a whole lot of wind coming out of my lungs right now, so I think 2 chapters is all I'm going to get. I'll be lucky to get those out. No redneck rant. Well, yeah, there is too. My phone, which I use most of the time for my videos, is a Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. It was a top of the line phone, Android phone back in 2021, 2 years ago. My previous phone, which was a Samsung something or another, it was about 2 years old, was still working, but the back of the case, which is factory sealed, it's not meant to be repaired if it ever breaks, had popped loose from the front part of the phone. And I took it into the AT&T store where I have my service at and where I buy my phones from. And they said the battery was swollen, causing that back to pop. And they said replacing the battery would cost almost as much as buying a new phone. So I bought a new phone. This phone, the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, was $1,400 and something. And it has lasted great for 2 years. And I buy the phones that I buy for the camera. It's got a very good camera on it. It does a whole lot more stuff than making videos like y'all see. But y'all, $1,400, and I don't know what the new ones cost. $1,400 for a 2-year phone? I don't think so. I've got a good Canon camera. I bought it after Hurricane Harvey. I don't remember what the Canon camera was before Hurricane Harvey. You know, I lost everything in Hurricane Harvey, including this very expensive camera and 5 or 6 lenses and just all kind of camera equipment. And so I bought another Canon camera, but it wasn't the one that I lost. I couldn't afford, having to replace everything at the same time, which that never got done. I just got the essentials I needed. But, replacing everything you've taken a life to accumulate, I couldn't do it. But I did buy another Canon camera. It just wasn't the top of the line like I had before. But I've lost the cable that connects it to the computer, and it has to go through the computer and then from the computer to YouTube when I use it for videos for YouTube. And it's such a pain in the butt. I just use my camera. It's a whole lot easier. I can go straight from my camera to YouTube, and because I got the YouTube app on my phone, it's a whole lot easier and a whole lot faster. So now I have never, ever in my life been a fan of Apple phones or of the Apple company, period. But I had a girlfriend back in Texas, the one that bought me the tripod that just broke several days ago, 2 days ago. She uses nothing but Apple, and I use nothing but Android. But I am considering an Apple phone this go around because hers lasted a whole lot more than 2 years. And Apple has very good cameras on their phone too. So y'all give me your comments and thoughts about what phone I should get. I hate to spend that much money on a phone if it's just going to last for 2 years. But the convenience, it'll fit in your pocket, and if you're out and about and see something you want to videotape, you got a good camera to videotape it. I am going to buy another cable. I guess I got to go to Amazon or someplace, Best Buy or something, to get me another cable to hook my camera to the computer. I am going to buy that cable because it's cheap. I have no idea what happened to the one I had. That is a good camera. It takes good pictures and it takes good videos. It's just a pain in the butt to deal with on videos, well, on pictures too, because you got to go from it to the computer and then the computer to whatever you want to do with it. Or you can take the memory card out of it and go to places like Walmart and stick the memory card in a machine they got and print out pictures, which I've done before. But anyway, it's not like the good old days when you got a little roll of film that you take out and take to a picture processing place. Or if you got a what's it called, dark room or something in your house, you can process them yourself. I've taken tens of thousands of pictures that way, but not anymore. Anyway, let me get rolling. Y'all give me your comments on phones. Should I buy a cheap throwaway phone, the $60, $70 kind, and not worry about top quality like I've been worried about? I don't know what to do. Y'all give me your comments, your thoughts on that. My last ex-wife, she'd always get the throwaway phones, and she had a YouTube channel. She thought she was an opera singer, and she would walk around their beautiful property on the Texas Gulf Coast and sing amongst all the big giant trees we had out back, and then put it on YouTube. Her YouTube channel is still there, but she hadn't made a video since she moved back to Ukraine. Anyway, let me get started here. Chapter 24, 2nd Chronicles. I told y'all I didn't have enough breath for a redneck rant, but I just gave you a redneck rant. I don't feel good, y'all. I really don't feel good. I can't get good rest. I'm up and down all night, and that makes me need to take a nap or two during the day, and the naps are short, and the naps at night are short, and I just can't breathe good, and it is bothersome. I like being able to breathe, and I can't right now, and that bothers me. And my legs yesterday, I think I told you yesterday that my legs started throbbing hard. I mean, pounding. I looked at it, they were pounding so hard I thought I could see them going like that. And I looked down at my legs and I couldn't. I'm still wearing the support socks, the compression socks, and they feel good. They feel really good. But I thought the way my legs were throbbing yesterday, it was going to pop those socks, but it didn't. And then last night, my problem last night was cramps. I had cramps in my legs like I've never had before. Usually, when I get cramps in my legs, I can stand up beside the bed and the cramp will go away. Well, I couldn't stand up last night. It had the cramp bent my foot, and I couldn't get my foot flat enough to stand on it. I was trying and trying and trying, and with my legs not bending because they're so swollen, I couldn't bend over there and straighten my foot by hand. And it was hurting. I was about to cry. It hurt so bad. Finally, after about, I don't know how long, it seemed like 30 minutes. It's probably 5 minutes, but it seemed like 30. It finally stopped cramping on its own, but man, it hurt bad. and it was my hamstring. I don't think I've ever had my hamstring get a muscle cramp before, but that's the one it was last night, and it hurt. All right, I've ranted for 10 minutes. Let me get to reading here. Chapter 24 of 2nd Chronicles. Joash was 7 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name also was Zibiah of Beersheba. And Joash did that which was right in the sight of the Lord all the days of Jehoiada the priest. And Jehoiada took for him 2 wives, and he begat sons and daughters. And it came to pass after this that Joash was minded to repair the house of the Lord, and he gathered together the priests and the Levites, and said to them, Go out unto the cities of Judah, and gather of all Israel money to repair the house of your God from year to year, and see that ye hasten the matter. Howbeit the Levites hastened it not. And the king called for Jehoiada the chief, and said unto him, Why hast thou not required of the Levites to bring it out of Judah and out of Jerusalem the collection according to the commandment of Moses, the servant of the Lord, of the congregation of Israel, for the tabernacle of witness? For the sons of Athaliah, that wicked woman, had broken up the house of God, and also all the dedicated things of the house of the Lord did they bestow upon Baalim. And at the king's commandment they made a chest, and set it without at the gate of the house of the Lord. And they made a proclamation through Judah and Jerusalem to bring it to the Lord, to bring in to the Lord the collection that Moses, the servant of God, laid upon Israel in the wilderness. And all the princes and all the people rejoiced, and brought in and cast into the chest until they had made an end. Now it came to pass that at what time the chest was brought unto the king's office by the hand of the Levites, and when they saw that there was much money, the king's scribe and the high priest's officer came and emptied the chest, and took it, and carried it to his place again. Thus they did day by day, and gathered money in abundance. And the king and Jehoiada gave it to such as did the work of the service of the house of the Lord, and hired masons and carpenters to repair the house of the Lord, and also such as wrought iron and brass to mend the house of the Lord. So the workmen wrought, and the work was perfected by them, and they set the house of God in his state, and strengthened it. And when they had finished it, they brought the rest of the money before the king and Jehoiada, whereof were made vessels for the house of the Lord, even vessels to minister and to offer withal, and spoons and vessels of gold and silver. And they offered burnt offerings in the house of the Lord continually all the days of Jehoiada. But Jehoiada waxed old, and was full of days when he died. 130 years old was he when he died. And they buried him in the city of David among the kings, because he had done good in Israel, both toward God and toward his house. Now after the death of Jehoiada came the princes of Judah, and made obeisance to the king. Then the king hearkened unto them, and they left the house of the Lord their God of their fathers, and served groves and idols, and wrath came upon Judah and Jerusalem for this their trespasses. Yet he sent prophets to them to bring them again unto the Lord, and they testified against them, but they would not give ear. And I'm sorry my Bible keeps popping up in y'all's face, but this little handheld tripod that I'm having to use right now is short, and I don't have much room between it and the tabletop for my Bible, so my Bible's gonna pop up into view every now and then. And the Spirit of God came upon Zechariah the son of Jehoiada the priest, which stood above the people, and said unto them, Thus saith God, Why transgress ye the commandments of the Lord, that ye cannot prosper? Because ye have forsaken the Lord, he also will forsake you. And they conspired against him and stoned him with stones at the commandment of the king in the court of the house of the Lord. Thus Joash the king remembered not the kindness which Jehoiada his father had done to him, but slew his son. And when he died, he said, The Lord look upon it and require it. And it came to pass at the end of the year that the host of Syria came up against him, and they came to Judah and Jerusalem, and destroyed all the princes of the people from among the people, and sent all the spoil of them unto the king of Damascus. For the army of the Syrians came with a small company of men, and the Lord delivered a very great host into their hand, because they had forsaken the Lord God of their fathers. So they executed judgment against Joash. And when they were departed from him, for they left him in great diseases, his own servants conspired against him for the blood of the sons of Jehoiada the priest, and slew him on his bed. They slew him on his bed, and he died, and they buried him in the city of David, but they buried him not in the sepulchres of the kings. And these are they that conspired against him: Zabad the son of Shimeath the Ammonitess, and Jehozabad the son of Shimrith, a Moabitess. Now concerning his sons, and the greatness of the burdens laid upon him, and the repairing of the house of God, behold, they are written in the story of the book of the Kings, and Amaziah his son reigned in his stead. Chapter 25 of 2 Chronicles, my dear friends. Amaziah was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 29 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Jehoadan of Jerusalem. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, but not with a perfect heart. Now it came to pass, when the kingdom was established to him, that he slew his servants that had killed the king his father. I'm going to hop back up to verse 2 a second. It said that he did that which is right in the sight of the Lord, but not with a perfect heart. Do y'all understand that? I might need to talk about that someday. We need to do that with a pure heart, with a compassionate heart. All right, hopping back down to verse 4. But he slew not their children, but did as it is written in the law in the book of Moses, where the Lord commanded, saying, The fathers shall not die for the children, neither shall the children die for their fathers, but every man shall die for his own sin. Moreover, Amaziah gathered Judah together and made them captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, according to the houses of their fathers throughout all Judah and Benjamin, and he numbered them from 20 years old and above, and found them 300,000 choice men able to go forth to war, that could handle spear and shield. He hired also 100,000 men of valor out of Israel for 100 talents of silver. But there came a man of God to him, saying, O king, let not the army of Israel go with thee, for the Lord is not with Israel, to wit, with all the children of Ephraim. But if thou wilt go, do it. Be strong for the battle. God shall make thee fall before the enemy, for God hath power to help and to cast down. And Amaziah said to the man of God, But what shall we do for the 100 talents which I have given to the army of Israel? And the man of God answered, The Lord is able to give thee much more than this. Then Amaziah separated them, to wit, the army that was to come to him out of Ephraim to go home again, wherefore their anger was greatly kindled against Judah, and they returned home in great anger. And Amaziah strengthened himself, and led forth his people, and went to the valley of Salt, and smote of the children of Seir 10,000. And other 10,000 left alive did the children of Judah carry away captive, and brought them unto the top of the rock, and cast them down from the top of the rock, that they all were broken in pieces. But the soldiers of the army which Amaziah sent back, that they should not go with him to battle, fell upon the cities of Judah, from Samaria even unto Beth Horon, and smote 3,000 of them, and took much spoil. Now it came to pass, after that Amaziah was come from the daughter of the Edomites, that he brought the gods of the children of Seir, and set them up to be his gods, and bowed down himself before them, and burned incense unto them. Wherefore the anger of the Lord was kindled against Amaziah. And he sent unto him a prophet, which said unto him, Why hast thou sought after the gods of the people, which could not deliver their own people out of thine hand? And it came to pass, as he talked with them, that the king said unto him, Art thou made of the king's counsel? Forbear, why shouldest thou be smitten? Then the prophet forbare, and said, I know that God hath determined to destroy thee, because thou hast done this, and hast not hearkened unto my counsel. Then Amaziah king of Judah took advice, and sent to Joash the son of Jehoahaz, the son of Jehu, king of Israel, saying, Come, let us see one another in the face. And Joash, king of Israel, sent to Amaziah, king of Judah, saying, The thistle that was in Lebanon sent to the cedar that was in Lebanon, saying, Give thy daughter to my son to wife. And there passed a wild beast that was in Lebanon, and trode down the thistle. Thou sayest, Lo, thou hast smitten the Edomites, and thine heart lifteth thee up to boast. Abide now at home. Why shouldest thou meddle to thine hurt, that thou shouldest fall, even thou and Judah with thee? But Amaziah would not hear, for it came of God that he might deliver them into the hand of their enemies, because they sought after the gods of Edom. So Joash, the king of Israel, went up, and they saw one another in the face, both he and Amaziah, king of Judah, at Beth Shemesh, which belonged to Judah. And Judah was put to the worse before Israel, and they fled every man to his tent. And Joash, the king of Israel, took Amaziah, king of Judah, the son of Joash, the son of Jehoahaz, at Beth Shemesh, and brought him to Jerusalem, and brake down the wall of Jerusalem from the gate of Ephraim to the corner gate, 400 cubits. And he took all the gold and the silver and all the vessels that were found in the house of God with Obed-Edom, and the treasures of the king's house, the hostages also, and returned to Samaria. And Amaziah, the son of Joash, king of Judah, lived after the death of Joash, son of Jehoahaz, king of Israel, 15 years. Now the rest of the acts of Amaziah, first and last, behold, are they not written in the book of the kings of Judah and Israel? Now, after the time that Amaziah did turn away from following the Lord, they made a conspiracy against him in Jerusalem, and he fled to Lachish. But they sent to Lachish after him and slew him there. And they brought him upon horses and buried him with his fathers in the city of Judah. All right, that was chapters 24 and 25, and goodness gracious, y'all, it'll take me the rest of the day to get all my air back so I can breathe again. I love y'all. God bless you.